This presentation is about sanitizing screens and controls and what the food industry can learn from the aviation industry. This is especially important as we work to implement best practices due to COVID-19. Hi, I'm Terry Danielson of Northwest Food Solutions. We are a Portland-based company, and we help food and beverage manufacturing companies maximize their organizational health in the areas of supply chain, manufacturing, food safety, people ops, and marketing. My husband Randy is a private pilot, and he flies both fixed-wing aircraft and helicopters. And he recently shared a great article from Jeff Van West of pilotworkshops.com about how to sanitize your cockpit. The article covered cleaning and sanitizing avionics and screens and using checklists. Imagine trying to clean and sanitize this every time you switch pilots. Not an easy thing to do. So how does this relate to the food industry? Well, here are some examples of control surfaces we see in the food industry that get touched frequently and need to be cleaned and sanitized. Not that different from what you might see in a cockpit. So here are some tips from the article. Let's start with cleaning touch screens. This can apply to phone screens, PLCs, iPad screens, or any other glass style or hard surface touch screens in your facility. First, use lint-free cloths and 70% isopropyl alcohol. Garmin, Aviation, and Dynon, who are avionics manufacturers, agree on this method. Get the cloth wet and wipe areas of the screen that people touch. And don't have it so wet that liquid runs down the screen. Leave the screen wet for 30 seconds. It's okay to leave the alcohol on till it dries, and never use bleach or paper towels on touch screens. And of course, the best practice is always check with your manufacturer before using a cleaning agent on a screen. Tips for cleaning control knobs and buttons are very similar. Use a cloth, 70% alcohol. Get the cloth wet but not dripping, and wipe areas people touch. And don't have it so wet that the liquid gets into the equipment. Leave knobs and buttons wet for 30 seconds. It's okay to leave the alcohol on till it dries, and never use bleach on these surfaces. A few what not to do things. Again, never use bleach cleaners like pre-moistened Clorox wipes on any touch screen surface or knobs or push buttons. First off, bleach can damage the anti-glare and oleophobic coatings on screens and can even remove painted text on buttons. In truth, even alcohol can affect these coatings, but there's not much you can do there. And don't use paper towels on any glass surface, as it can leave tiny scratches. Some tips for cleaning surfaces around your electronics, like the cabinets, housings, and other non-electronic surfaces. Use a cloth, and here you can use either the 70% isopropyl alcohol or a bleach solution. Get the cloth wet and wipe areas people touch. Be cautious when using those solutions near electronics, and leave the surfaces wet for 30 seconds. It's okay to leave alcohol on until it dries. Another tip from the aviation industry involves checklists. Pilots use checklists to help them remember everything they need to do at startup, takeoff, approach, and landing on an airplane. There's a lot going on in the cockpit, and checklists help a pilot ensure nothing is forgotten. Jeff Van West of pilotworkshops.com recommends that it might help to go through your start and run-up checklist to see all the items you touch and make sure you have protocols for cleaning them all. In the food industry, we use pre-operational checklists to check that things are ready to operate prior to startup. Cleaning the food contact surfaces is a normal part of food processing. Cleaning control and touchscreen surfaces can sometimes be overlooked. Using your pre-op checklist can be a good way to identify different control and touchscreen surfaces that are touched during operations and what might need some extra sanitation. If you want to read Jeff Van West's article on cleaning avionics, you can find it here at pilotworkshop.com. And if you want to learn more about implementing best practices for cleaning and sanitation in the food industry, Contact us through our website at nwfoodsolutions.com. Thank you and stay safe.